Happy Mother's Day, Amma. I can't express how grateful I am for you. If our family was a plant, you would be the strong stem that allows the leaves on it to flourish. If our family was a body, you would be the shoulder to cry on. If our family was a building, you would be the stairs that encourage us to climb higher and reach for the stars. What I'm trying to say is that you are the essential factor that brings our family to be incredibly ambitious, brave, and hardworking all together. When I came home at 11 p.m. after a long day of studying, you were there at the kitchen table waiting for me, making sure I came home safely. And that made studying honestly all worth it. When I came downstairs after 8 hours of Zoom meetings, you fed me delicious food that energized me so much that I felt I could finish a whole SAT book in one day. When you drove me to my activities, you made funny jokes that made me laugh until my stomach and face hurt. You have a talent for bringing out the best and the light and refreshing the energy of the people around you. I am so grateful and honored to have grown up in the care of someone like you, Amma. You inspire me every day to become a better person, someone more like you, tomorrow. Thank you, and I love you. Your daughter, Cutie. Bye!
Dear Mom, you have always been an incredible presence in my life for as long as I can remember. Even though I'm going to college, you, my adoring mother, were destined to perform the role you still do. You were always there for me when I needed someone to talk to. You knew when it was appropriate to be serious and when it was appropriate to laugh. You had a slew of smart jokes up your sleeves that surprised me. You were always willing to offer your knowledge whenever I needed it. You were always there for me when I needed a shoulder to cry on when life got tough. I was always your baby, your little boy, and did everything you could to make sure I grew up happy. You are the finest mother a child could ask for. You have been my rock during all my ups and downs. You seem to know exactly what I want and when I want it, and I have the impression that I live like a magician since one grin or a piece of advice from you makes me forget about all my problems. You are my role model because the first thing you taught me was humility and modesty, not something else. I want you always be on my side and teach me life lessons as and when I need them. Thank you for everything you have done for me. I love you so much. Happy Mother's Day.
Dear Oma, I know I never tell you this, but I love you very much. You love me with all your heart. Your love for me never changed. In fact, it doubled when I needed it the most. I always wonder how you could be so selfless. You wake up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning to help us. You never complain about the fuss I used to make in the kitchen or the numerous times I've asked for car rides. I was naive back then to understand your sacrifices. Thank you so much for your relentless efforts in taking care of us and keeping this family together. In this ever-changing world, your love is one of the only inspirations to keep me going. And even though I am not the perfect son, you are the perfect mother. Happy Mother's Day, your son.
Dear Oma, thank you for being so dependable for the whole family. Every day you painstakingly have to deal with our antics, and we don't do a great job expressing our gratitude for the multitude of things you do for us. Things that include preparing meals every day, chauffeuring me and Eric, cleaning the house, and the list goes on and on. Even though Appa works full-time and Hansur and I go to school, you work hardest of all of us. Not only are you hardworking, but I can also count on you to be strong. I remember sitting in the passenger seat of the car with full confidence that we would reach our destination despite the snowstorm, shrieking winds, and your less than perfect vision. You always overcame obstacles with hard work and grit, making you the most adamant person I know. When I am in college, I know I can always turn to you with my problems. I will miss you when I'm in college, and I just want you to know that I love you. Happy Mother's Day.
사랑하는 엄마, 늘 편지로 수줍게 적다가 이렇게 영상으로 하려니 조금 부끄럽긴 하지만 직접 말하는 것도 진심을 담을 수 있어 좋은 것 같아요. 엄마, 전 엄마를 볼 때마다 늘 감사하는 마음과 죄송스러운 마음이 교차해요. 물론 자식을 돌보는 것이 부모님의 도리라고 세상은 얘기하지만 전 늘 너무 많은 사랑을 받았고 그것에 비해 항상 좋은 딸은 아니었기에 그럴 때마다 더 많은 사랑으로 품어주셨기에 진심으로 감사한다는 말을 전해드리고 싶어요. 엄마는 제게 예의와 의리, 사랑과 사람다움, 그리고 크리스찬임을 가르쳐주신 최고의 선생님이에요. 가끔 선생님에게 버릇없고 상처드리기도 했지만 그 선생님이 아니었다면 지금의 제가 없었을 거예요. 엄마가 행복하면 저도 행복하고 엄마가 슬프면 저도 함께 슬퍼요. 아프면 아픈 대로 말이에요. 그러니까 건강 꼭 챙기시고 저를 위해서라도 고생 많이 하지 마세요. 대학 가서도 열심히 연락하고 맛집 찾을 때마다 알려드릴게요. 앞으로도 늘 하나님 아래 축복받는 엄마와 딸 두 모녀가 되길 기도할게요. Happy Mother's Day! 사랑해요.
Dear Oma, thank you for being the best mom ever. I don't think I would be anywhere near the person I am right now without you. From the small things like feeding me and buying me clothes to the big things like being a role model on how to treat people, I think you have made me the best version of me I can be. Stay healthy and happy Mother's Day.
Mama, you did it. And you made it. I'm 18 years old now. I'm an adult, and I'm going off to college. And hopefully getting a job. How does it feel to be done with one child? You still have Tanny, but Tanny has a couple more years to go. How did you stick with me for 18 years? I'm not exactly the greatest child in the whole wide world. I'm clumsy, I got into a lot of accidents. I am not exactly the most obedient child. And I always got into some kind of trouble. But really, thank you. Thank you for being here all this time. I bet it wasn't easy. From listening to me complaining, and for always trying to support me in any way you could. From being there from the start of my college path and researching, watching videos, listening to me complain, and trying to help me by listening to all those videos and trying to help me understand what I should do to be better. From understanding that I always got hurt and always bringing me to the doctor whenever something happened to me. I didn't break a bone, that's surprising. And from always supporting me in any way you could with your own hard-earned money with Dad, which I bet was a lot of support from the notebooks, from the books, from the long type of essays I had to do. It wasn't exactly easy. And from the times when we went to Boston together and you showed me and told me life lessons that I could do better and mistakes I made. And having the patience and time to listen to me. And even being here in the first place and giving birth to me, even though I was just a baby who had cried the first few months. And now I'm gonna be away from you, from the house that has you just singing by the piano for choir practice, from you and Tanny when I say goodnight to you when I walk upstairs, from hearing my name being called when it's dinner time, and from the nights when I say goodnight and I see Lulu on top of my bed. And from the times when I go downstairs and I see you cooking and I always try to sneak a bite. And from you and me trying to help Tanny with her math homework. And just a family sitting together for dinner time and we talk and just listen to each other. It's gonna be lonely for me, especially the first few months. I'm gonna miss you, Tanny and Appa. But I'm grateful that I'm going away with the unconditional love and support for the people I love most. Thank you, Oma, for being there all this time. And I hope that I can support you and make you just as happy as I am when I grow older. just as you did for me all this time. Thank you, Oma. I love you.
Dear Oma, strong, loving, hardworking. Words cannot begin to express my admiration and my gratitude for all that you have done for me in my young 18 years. You are such a big and important part of my life. You radiate positive energy that means the world to me, whether it's with helping me with my schoolwork, giving me unsolicited advice on soccer or tennis, spot checking my piano or clarinet playing, but most importantly, teaching me the same important life skills you learned from Harmony and Harabuji. Mom, I admire your strong-willed ambitions and determination as a career woman. Putting against me in the same church that you yourself grew up in only helped instill in me that proudly living in God's word is what defines me, just as it defined you all these years. Now as I enter into adulthood and prepare for my most difficult and demanding challenge yet, I will always be reminded of the strong and caring role model you continue to be for me. I know my path after high school will be mentally and physically demanding on top of being academically challenging at the U.S. Naval Academy, but I know that you and Harmony will always pray for me and that God will watch over me in my journey to become an officer and to protect this nation and our freedom. Happy Mother's Day.
Dear Amma, Happy Mother's Day. I first want to thank you. I want to thank you for putting a roof over my head. I want to thank you for putting food on my plate. I want to thank you for always supporting our family. And I want to thank you for always supporting me in whatever I do. I know you always say that you feel really sorry that you were never there for me, but I've always felt your love and encouragement pushing me from behind, pushing me to grow into the person that I am today. When I was younger, it was really hard for me to approach you because you were always stressed with work or other family needs, and I didn't want to be a burden to you. But nowadays, you say to let you know if I ever need help, and I've been opening up to you more, and I really appreciate that. Your youngest daughter is finally off to college. Don't miss me too much wherever you go. We'll always be a phone call away. There's so much more that I want to say, but I'll give you a separate letter when we get home. I love you so much. Happy Mother's Day.